So now that you understand how to properly use primary wheels and the log wheels for your color grading, let's talk about memory colors. Memory colors are all those colors that people is familiar with. So like colors of the greens, so the grass, color of the skies, color of people's skin tones, all those colors that if you're gonna tweak too much, people will notice it. The like normal, colors from the earth, from your daily routine, all these colors that we see every day. And we have to know the best methods to work with them, because maybe you don't want to make greens too strange, you don't want to make the skies too strange, and you want to know how to have the better approach when you have footage with them. So for this particular tutorial, I've jumped into my Project Zero, and I'll go on the timeline 1. I have these 2 clips, 1 and 2, and we want to focus on this particular tutorial just on skies. So skies are really, strange, because are pretty easy on one part to work with, because you will always have not those much color information of those skies from skies, or better, you will have a color range that will be not that elevate. So you might have a really blue sky, you might have a really grayed out sky like this one, a really orangey red sky, and you will always have a little portion of analog color while working with skies. So it will always be easy to have the methodology that I'm going to show you, or to approach with the methodology that I'm going to show you for skies, but you just have to know that pushing too much will be super relevant when people will see your image, and we have 2 little tweaks to work with them for creating an understand and incredible workflow that you want to know. So right now I want to switch to my parade. I want to create a little correction, as you right now know. So I want to tweak my gamma, and I want to set a starting point for this image. So I'm gonna balance it in that way. Then I'm gonna tweak my contrast, and for this one like this, it's fine to me. Now on another note, I want to crank up shadows, and maybe just saturation. Yeah, saturation a bit. And I'm ready to grid my sky. So when you grid sky, it's always great to key them out from the image, because it's really easy. It's easy when you have people on silhouette like there. It's easy when you have really brighten sky. It's always easy because you don't have those many colors to work on, and sometimes you don't even have to key them out, but it's good to know a proper method to approach the skies. So normally when it comes to skies, I make a background node and I create a layer node with option L, and I'm gonna disable the layer node, the upper layer node, and I want to focus on my background. What you have to know is that when you work with skies, you mainly want to add juice, or better, add colors with your gain or with your gamma. And you want to switch to the vector scope, and you want to see where it is placed, because normally a kind of normal sky sits between this blue cyan color there on this middle part here, and you just want to know from your image where your sky is playing cool. So we're gonna go to our mids. Okay, we know that we have lots of information on the mids and not that much information on the height, so we'll play cool on the mids more, so with the gamma, and a bit with the high. So I want to start adding some juice to my sky on the blue cyan side. So going there, and you don't want to focus to people, just on the sky. And you might want to add some more information even with the gain, just a bit. There you go. You might be fine with it, you might be want to fine tune it. So remember that as a background layer, we will use it for just the general look, and our upper layer will help us just to key it out from the image and from the subject. So we might want to create another node, another serial with option S. It will work as a background, node 2, and you might want to cancel out from this brightness part some of the blue. So you might want to do that with the gain, just playing a bit on the opposite direction. Or you might want to do it with the gamma. But in my personal opinion, for this specific clip, I want to keep colors on the gamma, so on the mids. I just wanted to create it from the higher part a bit. So there you go. We can even saturate it. And, playing it cool. And by doing this dance, going in the opposite direction, you're gonna add color and decrease color. And it's great to understand that because you're not desaturating, so you're not pulling off information from the image. You're keeping the information, you're just moving them. But another methodology should be, gonna add with Shift S another node. So let's rename this again. We have primaries, we have contrast. What we doing here? Saturation, yeah. Saturation again. Saturation. Then we have layer, or better call it key. We have Sky 1 and Sky 2 and Sky 3. So with these all three, we can just decide on which one to work with. So let's place it in that way to have a better understanding. So when we're gonna use the Sky 3, we're not gonna use the Sky 2, so we're gonna play with one of these two. So let's just, play with Sky 2, and with this one, now maybe let's, let's make it all on the Sky 3. And with the Sky 3, we can have a different approach. So the first one is that one, by decreasing, information, going on the opposite direction. And I want to restart this and do the exact same thing on lumetri versus saturation, just to let you understand how this works. So first thing, moving colors. So just focus on this white. I'm gonna deactivate this and activate it. Sorry, I'm gonna deactivate it in that way and activate it. So you see what we've done. We cleaned out that white area. We could have done the same thing just by going on curves, lumetri versus saturation, and we're gonna tell our image to take this bright areas, so this, and just desaturate it to pure white. I'm gonna set another point there, and this is our second methodology. Again, before and after. This works the same, but you have to understand that in that way we are decreasing data from the image, so we are pulling off colors from there that we won't be able to recover, so we won't be able to move again our wheels and push them on one way or another. This one will be pure white from there to the end of our node tree. So it's always best or better to do those kind of things with wheels. Then, when I'm cool with my grade, because maybe I want to push my sky even further, even on this direction even more, and clean that even more. When you're done with this, it's time to clean. It's time to clean our figures out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open the key and open my qualifier and start a selection. Okay, so let's shrink it up. I want to take my selection based mainly on color. This time we can try with the RGB. So there and there we move and we move and we move and we go even there. Okay, then we start cleaning it just by decreasing some of the low parts, not that much here. Some of the low from the green, we have a bit of green here. Just start cleaning blacks. Yeah, it's cool. And cleaning whites. Start to the noise. This is working really good. And also we can play with the shrink, the radius of the shrink. And black clip. This work cool to, you know, recover little holes or things like this. You want to be gentle with the noise. The noise can destroy your image, so you can soft it up, yeah, but it can even destroy it. And then blur radius a bit. And then you might be, what the hell is happening? Now they activated the when. You just have to invert the selection from this, and boom, you have your skies. Obviously, as you know, every moment of the grid you can decrease the gain from there, so you can go there and decrease the key output from one part or from the other one. But that's the best method to, you know, achieve great results with that. You might want to have a better clean. Obviously, we pushed that too far, maybe. Yeah, for sure. Perfect. And that's it. That's really great. We can even, you know, right now that we have the selection, we can even push that sky to another direction. Maybe you want that like the end of the word, like this. Or in that way. Maybe one had some glow here from the sky. You can do whatever you want now that you have the selection. So it's really important to understand this method. We maybe want to blow this out. Yeah, it's cool. We will talk about that later, but you can also add some rays, light rays. Light rays work great with situation like this one. You have to play it cool. Obviously, we have to put the right position right there. Set the length. You may want a big, you know, light rays there, or a few little ones like this. Set up the brightness. And set the threshold. It's cool too. But by the way, the main thing is to key the sky out in a proper way. When you've done this, you can just jump back and do whatever you want. That's the main thing that you have to understand. When you have a method, a path, you can always jump back and, you know, do whatever you want all the time. Because the big thing when you do a grade and you're working as a colorist with the directors or producer will be that you'll come up with your idea, you will come up with your greatest look you ever made on Earth, and they will be like, yeah, but I want to change something. So that's the time to work with versions, remote or local versions. So you have to do a lot of them. And just by doing this, the cool thing is that you can jump back whatever you want and restore it, change it. Let's make 5 versions of this with this guy, where one time is red, one time is yellow, one time is super, dark blue. Maybe you can just put that down like this, super dark blue. Or maybe in one of them of this they are on silhouette. Just play it as you want. You can even play with curves. Obviously, we can deselect this. Use this with curves, going down like this. Look how cool that is. You can create thousands of grids just, by keying everything out, and that's a great thing. That's my first method, and it's most efficient one. You can also play with moving skies on the same way. We're gonna put a LED on this, my classic one, or maybe the Kodak or the Superior. Now let's make with the classic one, stick with that. And I wanna create another node before. Want to push the gain down. Again, this LUTs sometimes can do this, can being really strong on your image, so it will be impossible to recover after their usage. But I just want to add a LUT on this one, and sometime when you have a LUT, it could happen that your sky might blown up. You want to create a serial node and just go in the gain and recover it. Super easy. So let's add some contrast. Just a bit. And same thing, even here, you can create a layer node. Deselect it, make your grade from there, however you want it, and then make your selection from the layer in a super fast way. You can play with the RGB too this time. You can choose to take the mountain or not, but the final result is the same. You have to focus on that. You have to focus on that sky. You want to do all the passes that we've done before. You get it. Exact same thing. You have the key out, inverting it, obviously. You'll have it key out. In this case, we can denoise it and blur that a lot. And you can crank it up. Sorry, I have to go there. You can crank it up. You can boost it, you can change the color, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, the greatest thing is to make a great key of your image, and all the tricks will come, everything will come. You just have to follow that little step, and grading everything will be just fun. Remember to do version, remember to pull everything in the right direction to be ready, for your client to ask you different versions. Versions are great. So by the way, this is my method to memory color sky. Let's now jump on greens and how to work with memory colors greens.